Today I'm going to show you two of our tools, the viewer and the builder. First is the viewer, which, like its name suggests, is used to view game assets. Here I've loaded up everyone's favorite model, the resource tower. This resource tower is loaded from our proprietary model format, which is optimized for fast loading in game. The viewer is built on top of the same engine as the game, so we can see the asset exactly as it appears in the game. We can manipulate the lighting to see how the model looks under different situations. The viewer has a number of different rendering modes to help debug any problems. We can see just the color texture map, the normal map, specular map, and a bunch of other different things that can be useful for debugging artwork and also for debugging the code. Here's the Hive model. Some parts of this model should be glowing, which is something that we're still working on. But you can see the effect of the specular highlights and the normal map under the real-time lighting. We can also use the viewer to look at animations. Here's the mobile siege cannon showing the transformation from undeployed to deployed. Our engine also supports blending between multiple animation based on parameters supplied by the game. In the viewer, these parameters can be adjusted by moving the sliders. This is the female marine model. All of the animations you see here are placeholder animations that I created. We're planning on using motion capture for the marines, which we'll be doing soon. Here I'm blending between three different animations: look up, look forward, and look down. In the game, this is controlled by the direction that the player is looking. When I play the run animation, we're blending between 5 animations: an idle and a running animation in each of the 4 directions: forward, backward, left, and right. We have a very flexible blending system that allows lots of different possibilities. The look up and down animation is layered on top and doesn't require a separate set of running animations. In addition to models, we can also load up materials. These are displayed on a cube and give you an idea of how it will look when it's on a wall or another surface in-game. Everything we've just looked at was loaded from the optimized game-ready versions of the assets. These are created by taking the output of 3ds Studio Max or Photoshop and running a bunch of converters on it. But to make life easy for artists, we've also made the viewer capable of directly loading those original files. Here's the same resource tower model, but here we're loading it from a Collada file. Collada is an industry standard file format for storing 3D data that's supported by 3ds Studio Max, Maya, XSI, pretty much every package out there. The textures on the model are directly loaded from Photoshop PSD files. Here's the texture in Photoshop. Our engine supports automatic hot loading, so if I change the file in Photoshop and save it, it's automatically reloaded in the viewer with the change. Next, we're going to talk about the builder a little bit. I mentioned that the Collada and Photoshop files need to be converted to the game-ready format by running some conversion programs. We don't run these converters by hand. They're automatically run by the builder application. Here's the builder application. When I saved the Photoshop file of the resource tower, the builder detected the change and automatically converted it to a DDS file, which is a direct draw surface that the game uses for storing textures. Now we're looking at the game-ready compiled version of the resource tower with the compiled textures. And you can see when I make another change to the texture, the builder automatically detects it and starts the conversion process in the background. The progress bar on the bottom shows you that it's now complete. And you can see when I look at the model in the viewer, we have the updates. We can also rebuild everything in the game from the builder instead of just using the automatic conversion process. Here we have some old assets that are stored as VTF, which is Valve's texture format, which is also supported by our engine. And the build process goes through all of the files that need to be changed, and in the background runs a series of command line tools to convert them to those game-ready assets. The builder is a really powerful tool, and we'll probably be showing you some more of that in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this look at some of the tools we're using to make natural selection 2.